Welcome to the Amazon's podcast. I'm Glenn Young, owner of Amazon's fitness magazine. Celebrate the female physique. Subscribe to amazonsfitmag.com. The podcast is brought to you by GPS Photography and Video. Why photography and video? Because of a photo's worth 1,000 words, video's worth 1,000,000. GPSphotoandvideo.com and Amazon's Fitness Magazine is a publication of GPS Photography and Video. My guest just off stage at the Chicago Pro, back on Amazon's podcast again, IFBB Figure Pro, Amanda Almodover. How are you?
I am good. Of course, I picked to go outside today, and I'm like, oh, it's nice. It's starting to rain.
Oh, it's going to open up hard. Do you need to adjust?
I'm like, is there a way that I can adjust before I stop sitting in the rain?
Yeah, what I'll do. Huh?
I said, I guess it's good luck. I'm like, of course, as soon as you started the intro, it starts raining.
Is it raining hard or you want to continue? So I can take you out and then bring you back in while you adjust.
Yeah, can we pause it? And then
well, I'm going to take you out the room.
Okay.
I'll take you out the room so no one will see you. And now go do what you need to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, she's going to make an adjustment from going outside, and then the rain just started. So we'll give her a second and bring her back in, and then we can continue. As I said, she just got off stage last weekend at the Chicago Pro debut. So that's a heck of a show to do a pro debut. She didn't start with some little show. She came in big, and so that's good stuff. My voice has been bothering me all day. I guess from too much talking at the same time. So bear with me. I got me some coffee here. And just get through this as best we can. So glad to have all these pros and Olympians come on the Amazon's podcast. So really appreciate their time. All right, she's giving me a thumbs up. All right, all set?
We're here. I'm like, of course, as soon as you start the intro, it starts coming. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I don't want you to get wet.
Okay.
So let's jump into it.
Yes.
Talk to me about the Chicago Pro. Why did you choose the Chicago Pro for your pro debut? But you did well. First call outs, maybe not been what you wanted, but that's a big show to do your pro debut. So talk to me.
It is, yeah. So the biggest thing, honestly, was timing of it, right? So as a kindergarten teacher, like prepping during the school year is not easy. And I had done that for the 2022 Nationals. And I was teaching up until like the Monday before I was going on stage Friday. And then I had to travel and just teaching in peak week. It's very difficult to do. And I knew I had done it once, I lived it, I did it. And it was fine. I got my pro card as an amateur or whatever, but I knew as soon as that happened that, I really going into the big leagues, like I would make sure that my peak week would be feed up. I would be able to travel, not have to rush back and forth and, take personal days and things like that. So Matt and I had discussed the season and I had said that, the best thing would be to start my season in July so that, June 26th was my last day of school. And then that would give me a month really to dial in, have my feet up, be able to just focus on finishing the prep out strong. And so that's why we chose to start with Chicago. So.
And you started your prep when though?
24 weeks. So I started while I was in school, but the work parts of it, I was able to like really be home. Which is nice. So. And
that's important. Your school year goes obviously a little later than mine. I actually got to go back on the 16th of August, so I'm not feeling it.
Wow.
Yeah, we got out. What did I get out? 6 June. Yeah, that was graduation. So yeah,
wow,
it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You gotta love it. Yeah. I was so depressed walking in Walmart Memorial Day weekend and seeing school supplies. I'm like, wow.
I know I heard a commercial before. I'm like, don't do that. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So other than that, how are you doing now coming out of the Chicago Pro? What was the feedback? What did your coach say as well as your opposing coach as well? What did they all say?
So If you know me, you know that I'm a very like hard critic of myself. So I would be lying if I said I was satisfied with the results, right? Like everyone's first thought was, wow, first call outs, your pro debut, that's huge, seventh, whatever. I was not happy, of course, because anything other than coming to do what I came to do was going to disappoint me. I do recognize that it's a big deal, and I did well, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not knocking my physique or knocking what I brought. I think we brought a very good package, and when you put it side by side to 2022 Nationals, it's a completely different Amanda,
Yes.
mind, body, and soul. And so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what we brought. But it definitely was a good experience for me. The lineup was stacked. It was
Mm-hmm.
beautiful figure athletes that like Cherish Richardson that finally we got to meet in person, and her and I have been
Mm-hmm.
friends, via Instagram or whatever. But like that was once a dream to step on stage with, girls like this. And so seeing that I can stand in that lineup as such a young rookie is very humbling. It's very exciting. But I do see the little things that I can really improve on to get to where I need to be. So Matt was happy with the look. I spoke to Steve after the show. He said my conditioning was on. So conditioning is not something we really need to work on right now, which is nice to hear because that's always something
Right.
I have heard. So to know that we made it, we didn't miss that mark is awesome. He did say that shape is something that we can work on. However, again, as you step on stage and you see experiences, and I look back at the photos, I definitely overposed due to
Mm.
adrenaline, due to probably
Yeah. Yeah.
nerves, right? So I look back at my shots and I'm like, all of the cues that Kenny, my posing coach, who's posed me since I was 19, has told me, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
chest up in the back shot, like just those little things. I want to like smack myself and be like, like you, because of nerves, because of overposing, I fell out of those things. So those posing mistakes that I personally made definitely was a detriment to my shape. I was squatting a lot instead of standing tall. Just little minute things. So posing was something definitely that I will be changing moving forward and just hitting my cues perfectly to change the look of the shape, as well as very small detail, but it's huge in bodybuilding. Everything that is small matters. My suit was too big. So my
Mm.
suit bottoms were huge. And I loved the suit. It was gorgeous. But in my routine and in my quarter turns and all the shots, you can see that my straps were not lifted as they should be for figure to show, the symmetry of my body as well as my X frame and the shape of my waist. So
Mm-hmm.
my straps were completely low, like a normal bathing suit bottom, which made my waist look completely 10 times bigger than anyone else's because their suits were in proper position. Mine was not. Um, so little minute details like that really did change the look of my shape. I really do, and Steve confirmed that it knocked down a lot of my placing in terms of
Mm.
making my waist look bigger, making my delts and my lats look smaller than they actually are. So those little changes, honestly, leading into this next show here, I think is going to make a nice change for my shape.
Mm-hmm.
After this season, obviously, I can work on my frame and my shape, adding more delts and adding more back. But also, that's muscle density and that's just time. So time and hammering and continuing to do what I'm doing, and adding on that muscle. So that was the feedback. Matt and I did walk away from that and say, I asked, do you think it's best that we go into the off season and take some time to grow? Or do you
Mm-hmm.
think that these, little changes could bring me up in placing or, give a shot, especially against a different lineup? I mean, the top four were returning winners, returning Olympians. Like Cherish just won Atlanta Pro last week. She's top
There
five
you go.
every year. So it's like I chose the show that's like this is what
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. You know what I mean? So I don't know. In a different lineup, we will see how we stack with those changes. Different suit and not
Yeah.
posing. like an amateur and just making sure I really hit things strong. So we're gonna give it a go and see where we stack, get some more exposure, some more stage experience,
Mhm.
and show Steve that I'm here to stay. So that's really the steps moving forward.
I would say don't beat yourself up so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
telling
your
you the
first
same
time
thing.
out. You call it, you're a rookie,
Yeah, yeah,
and you live and you learn. I mean, you don't
mm-hmm.
lose, you learn.
Sure.
Um, Suit adjustments. You didn't get a chance to make suit adjustments. Obviously,
So
going forward, how
yeah,
did that all work out? Was it not enough time, or?
so because I wasn't, it really honestly was something that I wasn't going to get a new suit. I was going to wear my suit from nationals. This is why you should
Mm,
go with your gut.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
I ended up ordering a new suit because it was like a rush shipping. So what had happened was it wasn't it the suit was not measured for me specifically. I had reached out to a company, beautiful company, Bikini Lab Hawaii, and she was amazing and was like, well, I don't do
Mm-hmm.
rentals because I'd asked her for rentals. She's like, I don't do rentals, but I can see what I can do. What color are you looking for? And I said, well, I'm between blue and red. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I actually have a red suit bottom that I would just have to, bedazzle, and then I could get it to you, whatever. So it was a kind of a rush process
Mm-hmm.
because of me, because I last minute was like, you know what, I'll do it anyways. And then I had worn it and thought that it was fine, right? Like I put it in the spot and I'm like, okay, it's fine. But little do you realize, like when you're moving around, as well as when I'm tightening up, like those last 48 hours, I I dried out like crazy. So while it was staying on my waist, when I took one or two photos in the hotel bedroom, it's not going to stay on stage when I'm moving around the bikini bite. Like even I bikini bited it to stay up and it didn't.
Yeah.
So it's like little things like that where it's like, again, experience, making sure things fit, making sure whatever. But yeah, I will be returning back to a suit that fits for the next show. Um and I will
So
tell
you're
you,
gonna go back to your national suit.
either a national suit, or I do have a friend who did actually, she competed in Tampa Pro as well. She has a very similar shape to me and she said she would
Mm.
allow me to use hers if it fits. So we'll try that
Was
one.
there any? Is there any chance to just get your suit adjusted prior to your next show?
The red one. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I could reach out and ask. I'm just like now paranoid because I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that it was
Yeah.
falling down so much that it's almost like I'd rather just go back to my national suit. I know that it fits. I know that it stays.
Are you
Um,
sure it fits?
yeah, I mean, well,
Because you
that's
look
the thing now.
you look,
Like,
you look so much better than your national show. I'm just saying. But
I
yeah.
know, and that's the thing. It's like, and now being 10 days out, when I was 10 days out of Chicago, um, I was 2 pounds heavier than I currently am
Right.
for the next show. So I'm like, I gotta just. That's why I told my friend, I was like, send me both. I'll try those. I'll try nationals, and I'll just bikini bite it and make sure everything is fitting, because it definitely knocked me down. You could see like in all the shots. I'll try and pull one up and see if you could see it, but I was like, man. I mean, granted, again, with an off season, I do need to change my shape so that that's not even slightly or remotely an issue. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, little things like that. If I have any figure girls listening, little things like that matter, and you can only learn from errors, unfortunately, when it comes to things like that. So here is a shot. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be resting all the way here and going
Mm.
down.
Up
And
high on the waist.
yeah, I'll show you
Mm-hmm.
even in the comparisons, me and compared to all the other girls in the lineup, their suits are hiked, and you can you show the illusion. For me, it was just not helping me, and I don't have the smallest waist to begin with, so it's like, those little things, it really capitalized. So, but we will see. Matt and I
Yeah.
said we will give it our best shot and show our face again, and we'll definitely be tighter this time around, um, and go from there.
And shout out to your coach Matt Jansen, and
Yes.
then Kenny Wallach is your posing coach. So I mean, yeah, you're gonna be fine. You got great team behind you.
I do.
You don't lose, you learn, and you live and you learn.
Yeah.
And it's just part of the environment. And hey, welcome to the pros, rookie. You know,
Thank you. Thank you.
you
Yeah.
know,
It was crazy.
yeah,
Exciting, but a blessing to feel like I just belonged, right? Like
yes,
I didn't
you
feel
definitely
like
belong.
first time. It was just another show.
Right.
Um, but it definitely, obviously, in terms of competition, different ball game, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm used to stepping on the stage and instantly brought close to center, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah. That can.
other thing too that was
Yeah.
different. They worked us. Like he was
Yeah.
just quarter turn, like Cherish and I got off the stage and we were like cramping together. We were like, girl, he worked. And I think even for the guys, they were saying the same thing. So that was like the biggest difference, I guess you could say, from that and nationals is know how to hold your poses, know how to just be conditioned enough to hold them. And I did. And
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely after that, next day I was like, oh, my back.
It's definitely a workout, and when it's
Yeah.
close like that, and especially in first call out,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to work. I mean, they
Yes.
move you around, and I saw that up close and personal at the Atlanta Pro. It's like, and you're as a fan, you don't know how the placing's going. You thought
Right.
you knew, but they're moving around so much, and I'm like, man, they're work. It's a workout,
Yeah.
and they're just like, when it's over, good.
That was the first show that you just looking down the judges panel, they were just like
Yeah.
they were just all, I've never seen a panel so intensely critiquing and just like eye scratching, and everyone just looked incredible. So that was like really cool. I think all of us really, really showed up, and there was not a single girl that did not look phenomenal or bring her best. And that was exciting to be amongst.
Yeah.
So.
Pleased with what they saw, and you need to make it hard on the judges.
Oh yeah, they were
And,
like,
and
you could tell.
you go out to that square like, hey, this is mine.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And how old are you again?
26.
Amanda.
Baby.
Amanda.
Infant.
Literally. I mean,
Yeah. I haven't
hey,
hit my muscle maturity
no,
time.
you have not.
Yeah.
There's so much in front of you.
Thank
You
you.
did great. And after the season, you can rationalize and look at it,
Sure.
you did great. You can
Thank
realize that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm a photographer. Everybody looks good to me. I'm not a judge, but
Mhm.
anyone would tell you, I'm sure, as well as the judges and your coaches told you as well, not to just, fluff you up or pat you on the head. You
Mhm.
did damn good
Thank
in your
you.
pro debut.
Thank you.
Own it. And
Yeah.
then now let's move on. And it's
Mhm.
important to know now you're going to be doing the next show, which is
Tampa Pro.
there we go. Let's go.
Feel weird to say it, but I'm so
Let's
you
go.
were dying for me to talk about Chicago. I was like, nope, I ain't telling nobody. And now I'm like, and honestly, I'm happy I kept it that way because,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I was sure trying because I got to get them views up. But
yeah, no,
I'm glad to have you on and glad you're sharing what you're sharing because
yeah.
it gives everybody a viewpoint to hear from the competitors, all your fans and stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and moving into this one, it's just like I put a lot of pressure on myself. Obviously, you can see my mindset, right? But like this next one, I'm just going to do my thing. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have more experience. I'm going to,
Mm-hmm.
see where I stack. And it's nice that like the debut is over. I was talking to Jess
Yeah.
about this. And just saying like we have this internal pressure we put on ourselves. And I told her, I was like, because the minute that the roster dropped, I already started getting people in my DMs like, oh my God, your name is on it. Like, and I was like, oh man, like, so that was the Monday before the show, whatever. And I hadn't like reposted it. I hadn't said anything. I still was quiet. And 24 hours before, I finally was like, okay, I'm going to lift the silence. Because if I don't, then I'll have fans and family and everyone being like, I missed the whole show. Like, I need to see the live show. So 24 hours before at noon, I was like, guys, this is what I'm doing. Pro debuts tomorrow. And I dropped the link and my phone was blowing up. So Jess and I had a conversation. I was like, girl, I don't know. Because she was shooting YouTube content like X amount of weeks out of the pro debut. Everyone
Right.
had known it was in the hometown. Like I told her, I was like, that's a lot of, added pressure on top of your own mental internal
Right.
pressure that you're having towards it. And so I'm glad that I kept it the way that I did. But now that it's all said and done, the pressure is to the side. I know where I stand, regardless, rain or shine. I'm just really excited to bring a better look and to fix those little minute things that I know could be better.
And
So,
you will.
yeah.
And you will.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you owe it to yourself to do it your way.
Right.
You are a perfectionist, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly the way you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you put into this now, you need to carry it forward.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong because you're going against the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
And you are one of the best.
Thank you.
26 years old. Hey, it's going to be great to watch your journey as you continue.
Yes.
So this is good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I already got my tickets for the Tampa. So
yes, front row
and
seat.
I got VIP tickets too. So
yes,
I'm gonna take me some throat lozenges. I don't know how close I'm gonna be because every VIP is different.
Yeah.
But if I'm like I was at the Atlanta, right behind the judges,
mm-hmm. I'm really
game on. I will be shouting your name.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I know a lot of people going. Chicago, while there was like stacked competitors, the crowd was not. Mm-hmm. The crowd was pretty empty. I mean,
really?
Yeah, it wasn't like you. I was telling Jess, I'm like, this is the most relaxed show I feel like I've been at.
Mm-hmm.
Just everyone was calm. I mean, the crowds weren't too crazy, but I know that Tampa will be a totally different ball game. It's going to be a lot of people.
Yeah, because you're getting towards the end. Everybody's trying to get that Olympia qualification.
Yeah, and just the location itself. Like
there's a lot. It's Florida. So
in Florida and Texas.
Yeah.
So
because everything's a budget, with flights and everything, and this whole virus thing that hit.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the name of it was, I forget what it was, but
COVID.
I had my school computer was down, so I literally had to take it in the technology. When I saw the stuff about the flights and everything, I'm like, geez.
Oh, the internet thing. I thought you were talking about COVID travel.
Yeah. Oh no. This virus thing. I can't think of what it was called, but yeah, you saw it all over the news.
Yeah.
But it affected 2,100 teachers' computers. So if you had your computer on, it hit it. If it didn't, I had mine on. I'm like, I didn't know. I honestly thought I'd done something. And so I took it in, the technology was able to fix it. So I'm good to go.
Good. Yeah, that's
so. Hey, but imagine if it happened in a school year though, because some the year-round schools were in. So, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I interviewed Christian McGregor, so she's doing the Tampa Pro.
Is that figure?
Again,
I'm unsure.
She's figure.
Okay.
She's figure, and an Olympian because she was on stage in the 2023. So
what's her name? Christian
McGregor.
Okay.
Yeah, so I interviewed her yesterday. So looking forward to seeing the lineup. The list will come out next week. But the piece that you have is like you're going in. You already got that taste. You got a good team behind you, and now you know what you did wrong, where you want to corrections you want to make. Go in there and knock it out. Have fun, like you said.
Yeah.
So I want to take a moment to, if everybody sees it scrolling across there, your YouTube channel, and it's the same as your Instagram at Almodover 654. Go and subscribe as I did. And ladies and gentlemen, she just started it. She only has 3 videos up. So, However, she's got over 1,400. She's got over 1,400 subscribers. Her first video, 1 week out from the Chicago Pro, 10,000 views. The next one, Backs in Arms, 10,000 views. And then the one that you did, Quad Day, 28,000 views. Shout out to your photographer. I was just chatting with him prior to the podcast, James Diaz.
Yeah, guy.
Yeah.
I'm the magic. Listen.
Yeah. Hey, he told me, and I quote, he said, all I do is hold the camera. And that's the same way I am as a photographer. You make us look damn good.
Please.
But I'm definitely going to be shooting some more stuff with Melissa Guerrero But amazing, that just tells you what your following is and how many people are vested in seeing more of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I will ask the question, now that you've seen what you've seen, impressive on a YouTube channel, it's only going to get huge as you go on. Now, and you mentioned a little bit about the show and what you wanted to disclose going into the first show. You sort of wanted to be a recluse. How you want to manage all this new fame? Because it's coming. I mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
people gonna be in your face. I
I'm
need an
like,
autograph. I want a photo shoot.
yeah.
You know, now's the time to find the balance. And going into the Tampa Pro, we use that as a prime example because that's what's up next.
Mhm.
How you gonna manage all this?
It's different. I tell James and I tell everyone I never would have done that. I never would have put myself in front of a camera. I mean, when I played college ball and they wanted to interview me, I would stutter every
Mm.
couple seconds. Like, I'm not that girl. Like, even Jess is like, "What do you mean? Like, you're me." So I really honestly owe it to James and I owe it to my friends that see it in me and push me
Mhm.
to do these things and be uncomfortable. Because had they not, none of that would happen. And like
Right.
you said, I literally would have been happy if my mom watched one video and I would have been like, you know, but the fact that we haven't even had it for a couple of months and these are the
Yeah.
views, and over simple things of me just training, like we haven't
Yeah.
really done anything. James has so many great ideas, and we have so many things lined up, so it's very exciting. It's very different for me
Hmm.
because like I said, I'm very quiet, I'm very like in my zone, but um completely humbling and really nice that people want to see like the inside scoop of my life. And I remember
Yes.
when I first started, that's what I wanted to see from girls. You know, I wanted to see
Mhm.
their experience, I wanted to see the behind the scenes of shows and even just a day in the life or things that they do. And so like whenever I feel that, um I guess you could say imposter syndrome, or when I feel
Mhm.
like, you know, who are you to be doing this type of deal, I think back to my younger self and what I wanted and what I needed to see. And so, you know, I feel like God has given me this vessel and given me this platform that I didn't even mean to have.
Exactly.
Is and as well as my Instagram following, like I tell people, I'm like, I've just posted real and raw things from my life, and that's how it's gone. I've done nothing but that. And so it's really, really nice. It's really cool to hear people's stories and the ways that I've helped them. And it's helped to give me more confidence in what I'm doing as well, because you see how hard I am on myself. So
Yes, you are.
yeah, overall it's really cool to see. It hasn't hit me yet, and I know it's just the
Mhm.
beginning. But yeah, it's definitely something that like obviously now is a thing that I'm doing, right? Like it's now
Yeah.
something
This
that
is you now.
James is like, you need to keep going. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, time that I say I need to stop or I don't want to or whatever, like I just need to be forced, because I know that there's people out there that want to see it and want to hear it. And
Yes.
it's nice. But would it be something that I ever thought that I'd be doing? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, the introvert has to become an extrovert,
Yeah.
and like use it as your pulpit.
Yeah.
You want to control your narrative, not someone else's.
Mm-hmm.
People will say, well, this, that, and the other. Uh, but you need to control the narrative. One way is doing that is having your own platform, such as YouTube, Instagram. Um, the takeaway I had from looking at the videos uh, is the same that I had when you came on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Authentic.
Yeah.
You're not fake. You're very real, um, true to yourself and true to
Mm-hmm.
your values. So, hey,
Mm-hmm.
keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah, that's exactly what I told James when we first started too. He was like, "Well, what do you want to do with it?" And I told him, I said, "Listen, when I train, I just want you to be a fly on the wall. I just want it to be real. I don't want to be like sitting here, you know, hi guys, this is, you know, I want it to
Hmm.
just exist, and I want people to see that. You know, I'm not putting a front on. I'm just literally doing what I do with who I love, and I'm excited honestly for we have the one day out video coming out. We have the show day video, and like that's just all stuff that people haven't seen, right? Because the past three
Hmm.
videos have been training videos. So
Right.
now you guys are really my fans, followers, whatever, they're really going to start to see my family's behind the scenes of, you know, carving up for a show, relaxation, more of my life and more of
Mhm.
my personality outside of the nitty gritty training. So I think that that's going to be a whole different behind the scenes view that people are going to, like to see.
Right. And everything you just said here on the podcast. Do a wrap up of your shows, of your pro debut.
Sure.
Do a wrap up of Tampa. Um, and who knows what can happen? You may very well, and I don't think it's too far fetched, qualify for the Olympia this year. So get ready. Hopefully, you got some PTO time in.
I'll be like,
Go see
guys,
your
I'll be
principal
back in a
and say,
year.
hey, I need to, because who knows what can happen? The sky's the limit, and you always root for people like you. You're easy to root for. So keep it going, keep it growing, and let's go. How important is it? And this is Chris Vera. He works with Jess Falborn on her YouTube channel. They throw out a lot of stuff. You now with James Diaz, don't want to get his name wrong. How important would you tell competitors and everyone that's about to start a YouTube channel of having the right photographer, the right videographer, so that one, you can control your own content, and two, control your own narrative?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think that this industry is very saturated with, again, things that are not authentic, things that are just copy and paste. And so it's funny because James and I met because he had reached out to me via Instagram, and he had asked to do a photo shoot. So I was like, okay, sure, we'll meet at a studio. I saw his portfolio. He seemed very nice. And so we met up, and right off the bat, we just had like an authentic friendship vibe, and he was awesome. The shots came out beautiful. And he's like, yeah, I'm a cop with SWAT, whatever. And I was like, oh, I said, shot in the dark, but let me ask. I'm like, my uncle and my aunt work for SWAT. He's like, get out of here. I literally have lunch with them all the time. So it's literally like we are amongst family friends. So I'm like, right off the bat, there was familiarity there. There was
What is SWAT?
SWAT? What's that?
Well, you say he works for who?
SWAT, NYPD SWAT.
So SWAT, SWAT, SWAT.
Yeah, James
Special Weapons and Tactics. Hey, yes. Shout out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Camera and guns, everybody.
Well, there you go. He's every time. Well, that's what I tell people being in the military. People come to me and say, are you a photographer? I say, no, I'm just practicing my BRM.
Yeah.
Basic rifleman marksmanship, because you're so used to holding, And I would venture to say he would tell you when you put a 70 to 200 lens on your camera, the weight's about the same as an AR-15, or in my case, an M4. So good on him. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for his service, because he does. That's huge. That's awesome. Some cool shit right there.
Yeah.
Right up there with the military. So good on him.
Yeah. Yeah. So he does that, as well as, he came to Chicago with me and things like that. So again, like I said, if
he can be your security team. There you go.
I told him, I said, listen,
perfect.
I feel so safe. No one's gonna mess with us, because between me being a pro bodybuilder and you and all
there you go.
He was a Marine. Like, I'm like, we're safe and we're protected and we're good. But yeah,
it's the perfect relationship, sounds like to me.
It really, I tell him, I'm like, you literally have become my best friend. And it's really important to have that when you have someone, right? Because like, I mean, people who like Sadiq has a videographer, photographer, Christopher Bumstead, like Laura Lee, all of these top level people who are having successful YouTubes, like they're filming everything. So these people essentially are part of your family. And so he stayed in Chicago with us. I was like, we're literally we become really best friends, and we're having fun doing it. And, hopefully it pays off and monetizes. But like outside of that, it's just really been a blast. It's really been a blast. And so I'm thankful. And the quality is amazing. And I trust. And we have a level of trust where like, he knows I want it to be authentic. He knows I don't want anything staged. And it's almost like he knows my style and what I want prior to. So he'll send me clips, and I'm like, there's really not much that I want to edit out of it. I'm like, this is incredible. Besides maybe shortening things up sometimes, just because I know the attention span of viewers. We're trying to keep the videos a little bit shorter. But he's just awesome. So in terms of getting, content creators that understand you is the most important thing. Because I think that's That's
It
why
is.
James and I work so well together, is because we get one another, in terms of just personality, in terms of where our hearts lie and what we really want people to see.
Mhm.
And that's just real and raw stuff. And so it's really nice to have him.
It's important to have that chemistry, and he's helping you. Well, you're helping to build his brand, and he's
Right.
helping to build yours. So that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I know Nikki Politi speaks highly of him.
Yeah.
Got her on the list of. She said Glenn is only one of the photographers that I would shoot with.
Mm-hmm.
You and this guy. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something you don't take lightly as a photographer. For a model or competitor to say that's my photographer,
Yes.
it tells you that you're doing it the right way, and you just got to keep it going, because every shoot that you take, every video that you make, it's a reference.
Mm-hmm.
It's something on your resume. And models talk to each other, competitors talk to each other, and they be like, did you shoot with Amazons, or did you shoot with James Diaz? What was the experience
Right.
like? They talk.
Yep.
And it's critical that you build your brand, and you're doing the right things out there. But I love it because more and more competitors are realizing to take charge of their brand, um, and they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Control the narrative. You control the narrative. You control what you put out. You're your own publicist,
Mm-hmm.
your own public affairs office, if you will. Chelsea Dion is one that comes to mind. Teresa Avancic, uh, she built her own YouTube channel. Chelsea Dion is now becoming really dangerous because she's doing photography now.
Oh, wow.
So she's going to run
Yeah,
the whole
that's
gamut.
really fast.
Yeah,
You
it
can pump content out like crazy. That's the thing too. It's
like
like
all over,
get,
and
get it all
so
on
good on
camera.
her, and good on you. And hey, this is what you need to do if you're looking to get started with a YouTube channel. But understand, everything you shoot, is it good for your brand? I don't take for granted. Okay, I got Amazon's fitness magazine, but doesn't mean anybody. Just because you got a magazine doesn't mean that everybody wants to shoot for it to be in it. So
Mm-hmm.
good on you. Happy for you. Good job. Let's go kill Tampa. Can't
Yeah.
wait to see it. But I'm gonna let you
Exciting.
out of here on this one. It's just like the same thing I asked Jess Falborn. Give me your AAR, your after action review. What did you do well? What did you do not so well? And what do you want to do better next time? And you pretty much say it, but sum it up and close it
Yeah.
out with that.
I'll say I thought the routine that Kenny and I crafted, is beautiful. Completely different night and day from nationals in terms of confidence, and flow. So I think just stage presentation overall. Obviously, I worked up levels as well as adding to the shape, um, and things that I could do better. There's a long list for me. You know how I work, but things that I could do better.
Well, you summed it up with the suit. Got
Yeah,
that. Give
yeah,
me
the
give me
suit,
something else.
and I think I guess you could say confidence, like having more relaxation that would have caused my posing in my quarter turns in comparisons to be what it was supposed to be rather than tense. So that's something I'll be working on, is just taking deep breaths and knowing that like I belong there.
You
Um,
do.
and trying to physically calm myself to just chill out, not
Yeah.
overdo it. Just come as I am, and that's enough.
Don't overthink it. You're gonna
Yeah.
be fine. You're already there. Now you just got to close the deal. You're
Yeah, that's the
20
next part.
freaking 6 years old.
Yeah.
You're a baby. You said it. You're a baby.
Mhm.
Welcome to the pros, rookie.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Amanda, thanks for coming on. Thanks for talking to me. See you in Tampa, and
Yeah,
hope to bring you on back after Tampa,
absolutely.
so we can talk again as well. So wishing you all the best, and go get those school supplies.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Let's finish Tampa first, then I'll talk about that.
Yeah. Take care. Thanks again for
All right.
coming on.
I'll talk to you soon.
Nah.
Bye.
Amanda Almodover, on her way to the Tampa Pro. Very critical on herself, but great things to come. She's got a good team behind her with her coaches. So Matt Jansen and Kenny Wallach. So she's going to be fine. She's in good hands, got a great photographer behind her. So I'm looking for great things from Amanda. Again, you can go out and subscribe to her YouTube channel, which is the same as her Instagram, Almodover 654. And go ahead and subscribe. So and look at her content. She got a lot of great things out there already, and a lot more great things coming. Coming up in the podcast tomorrow at 3 p.m. It'll close out the week. Christina Mendoza. We're going to find out what she has coming up next. Of course, she was on the Olympia list last year. And now we're going to see if she's going to qualify this year. But everybody wants to know, big fan favorite, Christina Mendoza tomorrow at 3 p.m. So make sure you check it out. I will see you guys then. So like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel without saying. And, of course, subscribe to Amazon'sFitMag.com. We'll see you tomorrow.